Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. You've got your application code neatly managed in Git, with different versions, branches, and a clear history. Your infrastructure is probably defined as code too. But what about your database schema? As your app evolves, your database needs updates, new tables, altered columns, constraint changes. How do you manage those changes reliably, repeatedly, and without a manual, error-prone process? That's where tools like Flyway come in. Flyway helps you bring the discipline of version control, like you use with Git, directly to your database schema changes, making it perfect for your AWS database workflows. First off, how do you even get Flyway? It's straightforward. Flyway primarily works as a command line tool. You simply go to the Flyway website, download the executable for your operating system, Windows, Mac, Linux, and install it. You can also use it via build tools like Maven or Gradle if you're integrating it directly into a Java project build, but the command line tool is the most common way to get started and run migrations. Once you have Flyway installed, the fundamental idea is simple but powerful: treat your database schema changes as code. You write scripts that represent each step in your database's evolution, and you store and manage these scripts in Git, just like your application code. Here's how the process works, integrating with your code in Git. Define your changes in Git. When you need to change your database schema, say, add a new table for user profiles or add an index to an existing column in your RDS or Aurora database, you write a simple script. This is usually a standard SQL file. You name these files with a version number, following a specific format, like v1.0.1_create_user_profiles.sql or v1.0.2_add_index_to_email.sql. You commit these version scripts into your Git repository alongside your application code. Versioning is built in. Each script is a distinct version step. This gives you a clear, linear history of every change made to your database schema over time, tracked right there in Git. Flyway reads your history. Flyway is the intelligent engine that you run. It reads these version migration scripts from your specified location, which is pointing to where you store them in your Git-controlled project. Knowing the current state, when you tell Flyway to migrate a database, connecting to your RDS or Aurora instance, it first connects and checks a small table it maintains, often called Flyway_schema_history or similar. This table tells Flyway exactly which migration script versions have already been successfully applied to that specific database instance. Applying new versions: when you run the Flyway migrate command, perhaps as part of your deployment pipeline on AWS or from a build server, Flyway compares the list of migration scripts it found in your Git repository with the list of versions already applied in the database. It identifies any missing versions. Then, it applies those missing scripts sequentially, in the correct version order, to bring the database schema up to the latest version defined in your Git repo. This Git-based, version-controlled approach with Flyway, used alongside your AWS databases, gives you incredible power. Reliability: changes are applied in the right order, every time, consistently across your AWS environments. Repeatability: you can migrate the same set of changes to different databases or stages, dev, test, prod, on AWS consistently. Collaboration: teams can work on schema changes without conflicts, merging their migration scripts in Git. Auditability: you have a full history of schema changes in Git. Automation: Flyway commands can be easily integrated into your AWS CI/CD pipeline, like code pipeline, code build, or run from EC2/Lambda as we've seen in other examples, automating database updates as part of your deployments. Thanks for watching.